Hi, this is Trey Pass. I want to talk about Robert Downey Jr. being cast as Doctor Doom, and now that they retitled the fifth and sixth Avengers movies. Um, Listen, like I said before, I think I mentioned this in other videos before when we found out what the final cast was for the Fantastic Four. I like Pedro Pascal, fine enough. I think he's a decent actor. I just think he's a horrible choice for Reed Richards. I really do. I really do. Like I said, I like Pedro Pascal and mostly everything he does, but I'm sorry. To me, he does not scream Reed Richards to me. He just doesn't. I thought that's just horrible casting. And in general, I don't mind the other actors that they've cast for members of the Fantastic Four, but I think the Reed casting, which should be probably one of the more important parts, especially his place at the MCU, and I think it's a thing. I don't know if it's a thing where people think, or at least maybe Hollywood thinks, we get a popular actor who's been in a lot of things and just cast him. Again, I just think Pedro Pascal, like I said, I think he's a good enough actor, but I just think he's horribly miscast. Like I said, I'll watch the movie, like I said, and see how he does, but I just think he's miscast. I think he'd be a better Doctor Doom than Reed Richards. And now with Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doctor Doom, again, like I said, and Robert Downey Jr. is a good actor too. I just, I don't see him as Doctor Doom either. But we'll see how. Like I said, I'm gonna watch the movie and see how it is. But again, I think Marvel just got the casting all wrong with the Fantastic Four. And in fact, if you look at my I think I did a video on my other channel on my choices. I think Vanessa Kirby wasn't. Although I think Vanessa Kirby is a good choice as Sue Storm and stuff. And I think the guy Joseph Quinn from the Stranger Things, and I think he's good as Johnny Storm, and even the guy from The Bear as the Thing. Like I said, you'll see him a little bit, I guess, until they switch him up to be, and he'll probably be CGI as a Thing. Again, I have no problem with those three. I just think Pedro Pascal is just not the right type for Reed Richards. I just think he's all wrong for that. And I think actually it would work better if they switched the roles and cast Robert Downey Jr. I could see him more of as the kind of absent-minded, kind of professor type Reed Richards than Pedro Pascal. I just think it's wacky casting. Okay, like I said, I'll watch the movie and give it a choice and see what happens. But I think they got it wrong with the. I know they brought the directors back from Infinity War Endgame, the Russo brothers, and I think that's a good choice. And in my heart of hearts, I kind of wish they would have actually gave Jonathan Kang another chance and actually do, and I think what screwed the whole thing up, the whole thing with Jonathan, at least the Kang character, not Jonathan Major's personal issues aside, was Ant-Man in the Ant-Man movie. And Kevin Feige, that's why I have to blame Kevin Feige for it, because he approved that script. He's the producer, and there's no way in the world you want us to take Kang seriously as a threat, and you have him get defeated by Ant-Man. I think that's so stupid. Okay, what they should have done is they should have had Kang murder Ant-Man. And I like Paul Rudd. I'm a big fan of Paul Rudd, and you could probably have brought him back as a variant or something, but you should have had him escape the quantum realm and murder Ant-Man. Maybe even murder Ant-Man and the Wasp. Since, they're not making any more movies and stuff. So I think to show you how dangerous Kang is, that's what they should have done. Instead of having Kang get defeated by Ant-Man and by a bunch of ants. Okay, I think that was just so silly. Up until that point, I think Jonathan Majors was really good up until that point. I loved his chemistry with Michelle Pfeiffer in that movie. And I forgot that speech he makes to her when he says, I forgot the way he made that speech when he said when he was talking about the Kangs, how they cast them out. And I thought, oh man, this is just like great acting right there. And I definitely think, but they, again, like I said, I think Kevin Feige screwed up, because if you're going to make this guy supposed to be the real big bad, and I had no problem with him in Loki. He was great in Loki, in fact. And they just screwed him up by the way they wrote Ant-Man and Quantumania. It was stupid. They should have never let Kang get defeated by Ant-Man. I'm sorry. To show you how dangerous Kang was, they should have had him murder Ant-Man and the Wasp, or even just murder Ant-Man and escape the quantum realm, and then have that Kang be out there somewhere, and then you say, oh man, Kang, this Kang is not playing, he's not screwing around, okay? He means business, okay? That's why I think they screwed it up. And now I think this is like a Hail Mary thing. I think they're doing it with casting Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. I think this is like a Hail Mary thing, trying to, they're trying to salvage this thing, the Kang Dynasty. Now they turn to they call it Doomsday, I think Doomsday or what. Now they're trying to salvage it, and then of course they're still going to have Secret Wars in Avengers 6, but I think this is their way of trying to, by making Doom the big bad, and then again, like the casting for Fantastic Four has been like a nightmare, almost as much as a nightmare as the scripts for the Blade movie that if they're ever gonna make that movie, okay, which is beyond ridiculous. And I don't even see why they keep screwing around with these writers and stuff. They should just get the writers that get one of these comic book writers to write the Blade movie. Or I know David Goyer, the third movie was horrible because he wrote it and directed it, but the first two movies were great in the Blade franchise, and I would have just said something like that. I don't know what they were trying to do with Blade, but they just kept screwing it up and screwing it up and screwing it up with these horrible scripts. And again, I have nothing against Robert Downey Jr. I think he's a really good actor and stuff, and he'll probably do the best that he can when he's playing Dr. Doom. But I think it's silly to have the cast Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. Especially, it's like I said, him and Pedro Pascal could have switched roles, and it probably would be a better movie. Although, like I said, why you even bring Robert Downey Jr. back? I know he's he's a very popular actor as Tony Stark. People love him, okay? And he's a really good actor, and I think he totally deserved that Oscar for Oppenheimer. And I think he was really great in that. But Dr. Doom, we'll see how this goes. But again, I think they totally screwed up the casting of Mr. Fantastic and Dr. Doom with this. And like I said, I'll watch it and see how it goes, and I'll try to put my bias aside when I watch it. But I still think they screwed up with the casting of Mr. Fantastic and Dr. Doom. They just, again, I think I picked, although people probably won't go for that. I said that they probably picked, what's his name, who played Superman in Superman Returns. I can't remember his name. Brandon Routh. I think give him, the little white silver hair on the side, and he could play a good absent-minded, like Reed Richards, genius. He could. I think he would totally kill it as that. Although some people may try not to see him as anything else but Superman, but actors play different roles, and I think I'll link it in the description box, my choices, and I think I picked the guy that played Elvis as Johnny Storm, and then the what's her name, the girl that was in the movie Ryan Reynolds, I forgot her name, but I picked her, the blonde, who's not the blonde chick, but Vanessa Kirby is good enough for Sue Storm. I don't mind that. And I think I picked what's his name, the guy, the sheriff from Stranger Things. Him as Ben Grimm. I think that would have been great casting, but I'll link it in the description box because I can't remember the blonde actress who I was thinking about, who reminds me somewhat of Jesus Christ, I can't remember her name now. But anyway, I'll link that video that I did when my choices for the Fantastic Four. Again, we'll see how it goes, but I think they totally screwed up with the casting. And like I said, it's going to be weird, I think, when you see the Avengers face Dr. Doom. If he takes, I don't even know if they're ever going to have him like take his mask off, because it's Robert Downey Jr. You're going to ever really have him take his mask off, which is kind of defeats the purpose. You want to see Doom with his mask on all the time. But I think I picked Tom Ellis, the guy that played the guy that played the devil in that show that was on Fox and then moved to Netflix. I think Tom Ellis, was my Dr. Doom, I think, in that. because I just thought he'd be really great because he's tall and you can see him. But anyway, I'll link the choices that I picked for the Fantastic Four, the video that I did, I think on my other channel. Okay, I think I had 4 good choices because remember they had these ridiculous choices before, and then that kind of went to the wayside, and now we got this. And again, like I said, I like Pedro Pascal good enough, but I don't see him as Reed Richards. I really don't. Okay, I just think he's completely wrong for that part. Okay, and also again, Robert Downey Jr., good enough actor, and he can play villains because he's played villains before. But Doctor Doom, again, I think this is like Marvel's trying to go for. I just think it's. I don't. No, again, I think Doctor Doom should be a big guy. Okay, at least a bigger guy, as big a guy as, because him and Reed is supposed to be contemporaries, and I guess maybe Robert Downey Jr. and Pedro Pascal might be around the same ages, I think. But I just think the casting is all wrong for this. So we'll see how it works out. And like I said, I'll put my bias to the side and watch it and try to enjoy it and try not to see it. And maybe Pedro Pascal will surprise me. Like I said, he was great in Wonder Woman in 1984, and he played a different type of character. But I just don't. Reed Richards, I don't see him as Reed Richards. I really don't. Okay, it just really throws me off with his casting, and maybe it's because he's been in everything. And I know sometimes Hollywood they instead of taking a chance and casting like an unknown or somebody that's not been in so many things. Like I said, Pedro Pascal has been in everything practically. Wonder Woman 84, Game of Thrones. He's been in the Equalizer movie. He's been in. He's gonna be in the Gladiator 2 movie. He's been like he's in the other movie, the series the on HBO. He's like I said, he's been in everything. Mandalorian. He's like I said, he's everywhere. Pedro Pascal. And sometimes you need to get a fresh face, I think, in there so you can actually see them as that character. And I think the thing with Pedro Pascal is just that he's not the right type. And I don't mean just because of his ethnicity. I just don't see him as Reed Richards. Reed Richards, I always see in my head as a white guy who's like sort of an absent-minded, not an absent-minded professor, but a guy that's constantly thinking about work. I just don't see Pedro Pascal as that. But maybe, like I said, maybe he'll convince me, and I just, it's my headcanon. I just see Reed Richards as somebody different. That's why I thought Brandon Routh. And like I said, when you look at the video that I made. I think somebody made a pic. Somebody put white hair on him, and they changed the suit that he had on when he was the Atom. They changed it and they put a 4 on it, and he really looks like he could be Reed Richards. And that's why I thought he would make a great Reed Richards. And like I said, the guy who played Elvis, he would be Johnny Storm. And I forgot the actress who I picked for, and then the sheriff from Stranger Things. Would be Ben Grimm. I think that was great, and I think I said Tom Ellis could be Dr. Doom. I think that's who I picked. But anyway, I'll link it in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. But again, I think Robert Downey Jr. I think they're just trying to make a splash, and I just don't see him as Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. But like I said, maybe he'll surprise me. But I just don't see him as Dr. Doom. It's just really, to me, the casting is all wrong to me. But well, I'm gonna give it. I'll try to put my biases to the side and watch it. But I just think, I don't know why they have such a hard time trying to cast the Fantastic Four in the first place. This casting actually makes me appreciate the casting that they did. The one with Chris Evans and the guy that played from The Shield, him and Ian Geloff, who played Reed Richards. I think that was good casting. And what's her name? I can't think of her name. But who I thought totally was wrong, who played Sue Storm at the time. But now it seems like that casting was actually pretty good. They actually looked and they actually felt like the Fantastic Four. Now we'll see how this group goes and how they fare. But again, I think Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom is just. Yeah, I just don't see it. But again, I think they're trying to go for the spectacular. I think that's what they're trying. They try to make a splash by picking Robert Downey Jr. Because I know there was all these rumors that he was coming back and stuff as a variant. Tony Stark or something, and I think that's what people were getting their hopes up high for that. But again, I don't. Robert Downey Jr. Like I said, he can play villain too. I just don't. I'll see how it goes. I guess we got to see how the movie's written, and hopefully it's written good. The movie has to be written really good. And again, like I said before, I think, yeah, I think he should have, maybe he should have gave Jonathan Majors another chance. Yeah, instead of just writing off Kang. But again, I blame Kevin Feige for letting the crappy Ant-Man version be Ant-Man and Quantumania be released, and having Kang get defeated by Ant-Man, which was a mistake of the king of mistakes. Okay, to show Kang is supposed to be the serious threat, and you have him get beaten by Ant-Man. Okay, and by a bunch of ants. Okay, no, he should have murdered. And I like the part in that movie where he couldn't forget, he couldn't remember. He said, "Were you the one with the hammer? Did I kill you before?" Like he's killed Avengers before in different timelines, so he couldn't remember exactly who Ant-Man was, because he said he's killed so many Avengers before he couldn't remember. I said, okay, that's good. But then they crapped out at the end by having him get defeated by Ant-Man and a bunch of ants. Just horrible. And again, Jonathan Majors' personal life didn't help things, but I kind of wish he would have got a second chance. But it is what it is. So like I said, I'm going to try to keep an open mind, but I'm not a big fan of this casting. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of Pedro Pascal's casting either as Mr. Fantastic. I think that's completely off. Okay, and again, when I look at those four, they don't seem like the Fantastic Four to me. But like I said, I'll try to push that aside when I go watch the movie and see if maybe they'll change my mind and convince me. But right now, they don't feel like the Fantastic Four. And for some reason, like I said, they're having a hard time, Marvel, with the Blade movie, with this Fantastic Four movie, with the Avengers movie. They're just having a hard time with this stuff, but I'm not going to give up hope, and I'm going to hope and wait and see what happens. Anyway, let me know what you think of this casting of Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. Do you think it's good, or you think it's going to work, or what? What is your feelings on it? Okay, and what are your feelings on the casting of the Fantastic Four, which I'm bringing up? And like I said, I'm going to link that video I made with my casting choices for the Fantastic Four, so you can see that. And maybe, I think I did the video because at the time they had a cast out that people thought were going to be the Fantastic Four, but I think they wind up not being any of them. Anyway, in the description box, okay, please hit the like and subscribe button. In the description box, I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel, Paul Views and Opinions, if you check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my Patreon. Okay, my Patreon's only $5 a month. Tons of content on there. I have over 180 videos in my Patreon page. Okay, I have everything divided into 5 collections. I have a Marvel TV show collection, a DC TV show collection, a movies collection. I have a Star Wars TV show collection, and I have the Boys and Gen V collection. So follow the link down below to check it out, okay? And so if you want to support me that way, also I have a link down below to my merch. I have a merchandise store now where I sell hats, t-shirts, mugs, water bottles and stuff, sweatshirts, hoodies. Follow the link down below, and you'll see the different types of stuff I have in my store. And I think up until you got 6 more days, you'll get 20% off if you order something from there. Okay, which I think is good, a nice 20% off. So follow the link down below to the merchandise store. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you don't want to upload new content to this channel. And this is Trey Pass. This thing so long. Take care.